Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, both 80 proof, both from Heaven Hill, and with no website listing. You can't look up Tom Sims bourbon because there's no website for it, and you can't look up Evan Williams. You say, yeah, Evan Williams has a website, and sure does, and it even listed on the back of this bottle, evanwilliams.com. But this green bottle, green label, is not listed, not listed on the website. Now, can't explain it, but all I can tell you is it says it's charcoal filtered, it's sour mash Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, and it says on the back aged 36 months, which is 3 years. That's all I can tell you because that's all I know. And I paid $4.99 for this 375 milliliter bottle. Tom Sims, age 4 years. I bought this in McAllen, Texas. I made a mistake. I should have bought the 6-year also, but I thought, well, I'll see it somewhere. I'll see it around and get it, but I never saw this brand again. Age 4 years, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, especially selected and bottled. Doesn't say distilled by, it says selected and bottled by Thomas Sims Distillery, Bardstown, Kentucky. But it's really Heaven Hill, you see. So it is distilled in Kentucky, but we don't know if Heaven Hill is making it. Or are they just buying it? We don't know. But it is Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, meaning what? It's aged at least 2 years in new charred oak barrels. That's the only requirement. Oh, and it has to be at least 51% corn. Okay, sorry. 3 requirements. 51% corn, other 49%, doesn't matter what kind of grain it is. Age at least 2 years in new charred oak barrels. Does it have to be white oak? No, it doesn't. People say it has to be a white oak. That's what's used because it's the preferred type of oak. But you could age in any kind of oak barrel you want. Might make the whiskey taste nasty, but you could do it. Okay. First, Evan Williams. Had to get my label straight. I did a series with this and the standard Evan Williams, the black label, 5 years ago. And it was good series, but I only had the 2 half-size bottles, so it went by pretty quickly. A lot of air released. When I popped the cap, it did that. When the whiskey gets low, when the bourbon gets low in the bottle, it builds up gas, and when you pop the cap, it'll release it. Well, that's it. No more Tom Sims. Finally, this brings us to the end of Mr. Tom Sims Distillery. Well, that distillery is closed down. I think it burnt down, but it was small anyway. And they show a pen and ink drawing, like an etching of Kentucky countryside there in the bottom label. Appearance, they're both amber, but the Tom Sims looks more copper, and the Evan Williams looks more gold. But it isn't a great difference, but there is a difference. Slight. Does Heaven Hill make a lot of different bourbon whiskeys? Yeah, just like Buffalo Trace. They make so many. It'd be like you could never, I guess you could try them all, but you would have to restrict your, like if you had a video channel, like a YouTube channel, you would have to restrict it to just their brands. Like it would keep you so occupied. You could literally make a YouTube channel called Heaven Hill Bourbons, and you just wouldn't run out of material. You just could keep rolling along. All right. And I would like to try the Evan Williams Black Label again. The 1783, the small batch, the Get a full size bottle of the bottled and bond. Well, all of them, because I think they're all good. Yeah, typical corn, candy corn, sugar cane. I meant to say candy corn. Rock candy. I'll get it right. Rock candy. Honeysuckle, nectar. That's, to me, bourbon smells like sweet sugar water. And corn usually be very sweet. Someone asked me at a store a week ago, what did I think the Jiffy sweet cornbread mix was going to taste like? I said it's going to be sweet. It's sweet corn. I mean, and then the honey, there's one called honey. It has honey in it, like dried honey. Yeah, it's gonna taste like honey. I mean, some things are too obvious. Why you're asking the question? It's bizarre questions people ask me. Same thing like but it's fun. I like to answer questions on YouTube and all, but some of them are just odd. Like, what does the chocolate beer taste like? Well, okay, but I try to be kind-hearted, and patient. Because maybe I make comments sometimes that people find peculiar, but I try to make good comments. Like, really, I really try to make good comments, and I never try to make sarcastic comments. This one smells like the other one, but it's like a little less. It's less bold. It's not as bold. Craig Swinson says, "Good morning. Good morning to you." All right, let's go with the taste, y'all. Well, a lot of wood, some charred oak, which makes sense. Now, the Evan Williams, I kept thinking of that charred oak character that was tipping me off to start getting some wins here. These are very similar, and they're not the same age, 3 years versus 4 years, but I can't help it. My only thing about Tom Sims, I think it tastes more like old furniture. I've never actually eaten old furniture or drank it, but it's just got this like aspect that reminds me of old wooden furniture and dust, old dusty furniture. Oh boy, what's an old dusty brand that not too many people know about or care about? Greg says, if you had a beer time machine, what year would you travel back to drink beer that was available then? Oh, probably 1972, 50 years ago, to try what was Schlitz like back then. Schlitz malt liquor, Budweiser malt liquor, Lowenbräu, the regular and the dark. Before that, they got the Miller contract when my grandpa said they ruined it, which I guess they did. The so Lowenbräu, or as they said in America, Lowenbrau, Valentine, IPA, stuff like that. Pabst Blue Ribbon Bach. Yeah. When I got into the craft beer, I didn't understand. They were saying, "Oh, these American companies, all they wanted to put out was yellow fizzy stuff." That wasn't true. It's just that they put out other kind of craft style beers that didn't sell. They weren't popular, like Budweiser Bach. Nope, not popular. Miller Dark. There was a beer called Miller Dark. Not popular. Pabst Blue Ribbon Bach. You see that around? No, you don't. Falstaff made Valentine IPA. But what's the point of making products people don't buy? They didn't have the internet back then, so it wasn't like people could get on review sites and say, "Man, you got to try this Valentine IPA. It's really something. I can't believe it." It was just people go to the grocery store and they were buying stuff. And I mean, could you have gotten craft beers in 1972? You could, or what we would call craft style beers, but I'm not saying they were popular. They were around. That Dos Equis back then, that was an amber, Vienna lager amber. I mean, it was around. Just my grandpa would drink stuff like that, but typical people just wouldn't. You know, your average drinker wouldn't. Well, let's hurry up because I got to go watch the news. Do these both taste nice? Yes. Are they like super deluxe, incredible, fantastic? Yeah, right. No. Oh, by the way, the Tom Sims was $11.99. Which not a bad price. No, you know what? I think it was $11 even. I think it was 11 even actually. Do I prefer one over the other? No, they're so similar. I can't really pick a favorite. But this one is a little sweeter, and it's making me think it's the Evan Williams because of the sugary content. I don't recall Tom Sims having that so much. Oh, well, ha ha ha, it's the Tom Sims, so I got it wrong. Well, I had bad feelings about this before I started because I knew they had similar flavor profiles. You could tell by my body, my mannerisms during this that I was not too confident, which I wasn't, and I got it wrong. Oh, well, too bad. Bourbons, boy, they're tough. Ooh, when you do bourbon taste challenges, it's a monster. It's a frustrating little exercise, but I don't mind doing it. Anyway, next up is I don't know. I got a lot lined up, like Bellows. That's another one that's coming up, Bellows. So that's gonna be tough too. So thanks everybody. Y'all take care now. Have a good Saturday.